Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Books and Booze, the series where the Lushes invite on indie authors to talk and read a little bit about their books, being an author, the writing process, all that fun stuff. So I'm going to pass it to Dawn to introduce this week's author.
Hi, guys. Today we have the very special, the one that we were excited to have, Stephanie Hurst, who is our VIP Patreon. We are so excited to have you here. Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
Hi, I'm very good, very nervous, but yes, I'm here all the way from the UK.
Yes, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how long you've been writing, do you have any pets, and what are their names?
Okay, so I am from the UK, if you can't tell. I've been writing for 2 years now, only 2 years, and yes, I've got a pet. I've got a little cat called Millie. She's We're in a kind of a battle of wills, to be honest. Like she thinks she owns the house and she's the like alpha female, whereas I very much believe I'm the alpha female. So at the moment there's kind of that going on. She purposely, if my husband's rubbing my feet, will just come up and be like, "No, I'm here, rub me instead, daddy." And it's like, so yeah, so like I love her, but
Oh, yeah. She's a little flirt.
we have a thing. We look at each other. And it's like, well, it's like I know what you're trying to do, and you know what I'm trying to do, and you just yeah. So it's like a battle of wills between us. Oh yeah.
Do you think she'll
Oh,
win?
Well, yeah. No, no,
I hope not. Oh
no.
my
I hope
goodness.
not.
she will. She'll break you.
I know. I know. I'm holding on. I'm clawing. She's probably listening now, and she's like, "Yeah, I got you."
She's sneaking.
I know. I'm like, is she listening?
She'll be on next week's podcast episode to tell her side of the story.
And everyone, introducing Millie.
Yeah, it will be. Very much so. Oh God. Started a whole saga now.
So, Stephanie, tell us about the book you're going to be reading for us today.
I'm going to be reading from my debut novel, which is Muse of Ruin. It released in January this year, so yeah, that one. Yeah.
John's holding it up for our listeners out there.
So yeah, I thought I'd read from that and give you a taste of what I like to do.
Yeah,
We
no,
are
I'm
super excited.
excited. Oh my goodness. Yes, so excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I usually don't go on to the Books and Booze. Like, it's not, but like for you, I'm like, yeah. I need to like I like hurt myself and I'm like, no, I can't. I can't miss
Oh.
today. I'm like, I have to be on.
Well, I'm a gamer as well, so like a lot of all of my stories are very action packed. I like that side of it. So as much as it is romance, I like a lot of the actiony
Yeah.
scenes in there. So the scene I'm doing is a bit of an action scene as well. So I thought just to keep you entertained.
That's
Oh, that's
exciting. Yeah.
awesome. I'm excited to drink.
Yeah, the main point of this.
Sonia, what is our drink words for tonight?
All right, we have Tony, we have Knife, and we have the Titans.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna mute myself so you don't have to hear me slurping away.
Yeah, gulping. Yeah.
Yeah. So feel free to start whenever you are ready to go.
Thank you. Okay. So this is Calliope. My mind races. The excitement of my kill hangs in the air, back in that fucking alley where I left it. Last night I acted impulsively, and I can't shake the dread. I kept to the shadows, away from the witnesses or cameras, but the knowledge that I could have missed something taunts me. Only one person takes precedent over my self-preservation, and the girl from last night is not her. History repeats itself when I protected her, and I fear my future will follow the same path. I'm agitated as I prepare the order for the two strippers who openly discuss the murder behind the Titans Club. Whoever did it is fucking stupid, Candice drawls as she chews on a piece of gum. I bristle as I wrap their orders. My fingers itch to throw a blade between Candice's pretty blue eyes. Yeah, Persis will be pissed this happened in his territory, Shirley says, giggling. I'd be more scared of Atlas. He may be hot, but he's terrifying. If the guy who did this has any sense, he'll skip town immediately. Your orders, I snap as I shove their sandwiches towards them. My actions already concern me, and I sure as shit don't need them reminding me just how much I fucked up. Also, their assumption the murderer is male has me biting my tongue with the need to correct them. Thanks, Callie, they both chorus with too much happiness for my darkened soul. I nod and quietly seethe as they leave. Fuck this. I growl as I flick off the light for the sign outside and lock the door. If I don't close now, I'll add another kill to my list before the lunchtime trade ends. My limbs are tight with tension upon entering the kitchen. I store the bread that will go unused today and curse Candice, Shirley, Pete, the Titans, hell, even Uncle Coas. None of this would have happened if he'd let me go with him. Blaming Coas is hugely unfair. I wouldn't have this business or my beautiful bike if it weren't for him. The former meant I could stand on my own 2 feet, and the latter helped to ease his guilt. He blames himself for my stint in Juve, claiming he should have been there for my mother and me. I don't dwell. Shit happens. I need to forget about last night by keeping busy, and I've been dying to try a new brownie recipe. What better time than when I'm on the cusp of spiraling into insanity? The best way to tackle your problems is to ignore them. I'm sure that's how the saying goes. Yep, burying my head initiated. It's late when I drag my tired ass into bed. I plan on falling asleep. I plan on falling asleep quickly with how my body aches, but my eyes stay wide open. My cold box is pitch black, perfect for a good night's sleep, but my mind is racing. The nagging voice, which surprisingly resembled Candace's, continues. Her words bat inside my head. Should I leave Tartarus and never return? Have I crossed a line that will ultimately come back to bite me in the ass? After 2 years of chasing and slaying demons, I fucked up. I thought I was careful, but everything happened too quickly. If I get this wrong, I will be locked up for the rest of my life, and I can't go back to that. I would rather die. Pete had been tougher than my ordinary victims. The purple bruise on my left cheek attests to that. Our altercation satisfied my demon more than any other kill ever did. I spend days preparing and planning down to the tiniest detail. I know how to kill them before I attack, but pure adrenaline took over with Pete. Not knowing if I would survive elevated the thrill. It may have been an impulsive choice, but the high was phenomenal. I should be enjoying this euphoria, not worrying about what ifs and maybes, but now I'm dreading suffering the consequences. In frustration, I scream into my pillow as I beg the voices to shut the fuck up. Please, let me sleep. A loud crashing noise has me bolting from my bed. I swipe the hunting knife from the sheath attached to the underside of my bed frame, ready to attack. Shit, shit, shit. I strain to hear other noises while creeping across the room towards my computer. I keep my eyes trained on the door as I tap the keyboard and ring up the security feed. 3 cameras are offline, and the fourth stops my heart dead in my chest. I rush to the door and force it open without a second thought. The blood pounds in my ears as I stare in horror at the flames pouring out of my kitchen door. No! I scream and rush forward, ignoring the intensity of the heat. Arms suddenly wrap around my waist and drag me back before I can reach the door. Instinct takes over, my need to save my business being all that matters. I grip the hunting knife tight in my fist and swing my arm behind me. The knife plunges deep into my attacker, and I'm dropped from their hold. Landing on the ground, I turn to find a Pete look-alike, tattoo and all, crumpled on the floor with a hunting knife sticking out of his ear. His face is frozen with shock as death quickly lays claim. A shadow moves in the corner of the yard, warning me that I'm not alone. Diving back into my home, I grab the old throwing knives Uncle Coas bought me. I swore they would never taste a person's blood because they were precious, but sentimental promises are irrelevant when it comes to survival. Rushing back outside, I find Tony staring at the dead body. My mouth drops open, my mind clamoring to catch up and connect the dots. Did he and his friends see the flames and come to help? The guy lying lifeless in my yard technically only tried to stop me from running into a burning building. He didn't hurt me. I didn't give him chance. Did I overreact? Tony looks up, his face contorted with sorrow. Tony looks up, his face contorted with sorrow. Tony looks up, his face contorted with sorrow and rage. I instinctively step back, but he lunges. He barges into me, and my back hits the wall hard, knocking the air from my lungs. Tony's hand instantly snakes around my throat and squeezes. I have to give you credit, Callie. You had me fooled. His grip on my throat tightens, cutting off my oxygen. I stare back at him as I move the blades between my fingers. I don't want to kill Tony. I like him. Maybe this is a huge misunderstanding. My bosses sent us here with a message. The Titans are coming for you. I would have left it at burning down your business, but you killed Mike, you little fucking whore. Nope. No confusion. Sorry, Tony. I don't allow him to say anything else. I've heard enough. I bring my hand up fast, dragging the metal lodged between my fingers across his face and slicing his skin like butter. Tony screams but tightens his grip, causing dark spots to dance over my vision. The warm, tingly feeling of adrenaline rushes through my veins and lights me up. I punch him in the throat, and when he drops his hand, I slice through his carotid artery. Tony releases me and grips his throat, his hands staining red from the river flowing. He opens his mouth to say something, but all that comes out is a gurgle. I step to the side as he collapses to the ground. My stomach twists with unease. This had nothing to do with retribution or feeding my sick needs. This was survival, and killing Tony brings me no pleasure. He's been a loyal customer for 2 years, and we've had many conversations. He's the closest thing I had to a friend. He wasn't a bad guy, he just worked for terrible people. The Titans. The pop and hiss of glass smashing breaks through my daze, and I stare at my pride and joy as her soul burns. Tears spring to my eyes, but I quickly wipe them away, rejecting the sorrow and instead harnessing the anger. Tony came here to destroy my world and send me a message, but he did it at the command of another. The Titans stole from me tonight, and if they think this message will scare me, they are sorely mistaken. Their remaining time on this planet just shortened. Make them pay. Turning from the two dead bodies now littering my yard, I re enter my home and immediately boot up the program I created. There's no danger of the fire spreading to my sanctuary while I'm here, and I don't give a shit about the neighbouring properties, but it won't be long before the emergency services are here to help. My time is limited. A new hunt begins, and the target is the Titans. I know of them, but didn't know their names until the conversation in my shop earlier. I turn from the screen and grab my black hole doll as the computer searches for medical documents, financial records, academic information, and images. I can't stay here any longer. The firefighters will be ready. On, the firefighters will already be on their way, and when they see this place, the cops will be called. I drag the steel footlocker out from under my bed and open it. Inside is my treasure trove, a candy store of blades and daggers. I don't have room on my bike for all of them, so I choose a hunting knife that I attach to my lower leg and a set of throwing knives I affix to my left arm. Next, I put a flip knife and claw blade into my leather jacket before adding a few more blades to my bag, along with toiletries and clothes. Dressing in black, I return to the computer and transfer all the information onto my phone. I'm agitated that I don't have more time for a thorough search, but what I'm agitated that I don't have more. I'm agitated that I don't have more time for a thorough search, but whatever details I've gathered will have to do. This will not be a well thought out, intricate killing. It will be a massacre. After forcing Stuffy into the bag, I retrieve my lighter from the bedside table. With one last glance around the room, I flip it open, light the flame, and toss it on the stack of papers in the corner. This is my failsafe, one I hope never to use, but the evidence here would be my end in the wrong hands. The pain of losing my home is nothing compared to my business. My home held my inner demon. My home held my inner monster, but my business tethered the good Callie, the person I desperately wanted to be. With that gone, only darkness remains, and now she roams free. Heading to my bike as sirens draw close, I swear to my demons that we will get revenge. The Titans believe they own this city, but their reign ends today. I'll send them to the depths of Hades, where they will eternally regret messing with Calliope Jones.
That was so good.
That
Oh
was
my
fantastic.
gosh. You are really good at writing action scenes, so I'm really good that you write action scenes. You know, like that.
I
I'm
almost
just going to
forgot
take
to
a really
drink.
long drink. I need to
I
take a
know.
really long drink.
I
I
was
was like,
so
oh
like
wait, yeah.
in the story that I was like, wait, I'm supposed to be drinking to words. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. You read that
No,
very
that was
well.
that was amazing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I love like action. I like obviously playing computer games and stuff, like I love the actiony scenes and that feeling. So I need it in my books. Like I need to feel that tension and that excitement. And so yeah,
Okay, so what are your favorite video games? I'm curious.
um, I mean, my all-time favorite is Dragon Age. I love the Dragon Age franchise. Yeah. I'm currently playing Starfield at the moment.
Me too.
Yeah. I love Starfield.
It's so great. I love
It
it.
is.
Yeah.
I've done. I mean, there's a lot of issues, but yeah, it's a good game. I love the little bits where like certain like dialogues and stuff are just like, oh, I really love the writing behind that. And then, but I've done the one playthrough, and then I'm doing like a full playthrough now. So yeah,
I'm on
I'm
my
enjoying.
first go through.
So
Yeah.
good. It's so
Yeah.
good. It's so big. It's like wow.
Yeah. There's so much to it. Have you played Outer Worlds?
I have, yes, Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like
I
it
love
kind of like
Outer
gives
Worlds.
me
it's
that
good.
vibe, but there's more to it. There's just
Yes.
so much more. And I'm like, okay, I like this a lot more. I do love Outer Worlds, but it doesn't have too much more
You could
playthrough.
beat
I
the
think.
game in like 45 minutes if you just do like the
Yeah.
main quest.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, it's
in Outer
it's a little bit, yeah. If you don't just kill everybody, you can beat
Yeah.
it pretty fast. But like, yeah. So I like Starfield. It's like if society wasn't too crappy, it's still crappy, but like it's less crappy than Outer Worlds. So
Well,
it is.
saying that I've not been to our planets yet, so we'll see. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
it gets worse as you go to
It
different planets.
probably gets worse.
Yeah. I mean, my ultimate like space one is definitely Mass Effect though. Oh, that's just Mass Effect for me is my favorite like spacey games.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, Mass Effect. I like it. It's not like my like top.
is it
Like
not?
my favorite like alien type game is Gears of War.
Oh yes, yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you'll find I probably yeah, I'm a big gamer, so it's yeah. If it's out there, I've probably played it.
So is it safe to say that if you're not writing, you're playing video games?
Yeah, what I normally do is after I've finished like writing and stuff and got a book out, I'll collapse into a game like and just because I want to escape. Like, so I just like fall into a game and just like shut myself off for like a week of just playing a game and everybody leave me alone. I'm escaping into this universe now or whatever. So, so I
It's
like,
like a reward.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like they've got the book, let them have the book, they can read it while I'm going to just stay over here and escape. And ignore what everybody's saying about it, just in case.
Yeah.
When I come back, it'll all be fine. Oh,
So,
What's going on? Are you
stay
there?
straight out. And I'm just like, I had questions.
Did she freeze?
That's what I thought at first. I was like, Dawn's not talking.
Or
She's so starstruck.
I know there's no like blinking or anything. It was just
She's just girl crushing hard.
I think-
This
I
is
think-
our VIP here, okay?
I think she glitched.
broken. Yeah.
Stephanie, you think you're nervous. Oh my god.
Why? Honestly, I think this is what I said. You know, I said this today. I said it's easy. I've been listening to these girls for nearly a year now. I said, and I'm going to go on a show with them. I said, I'm so like, oh. I said, it's not just about. I said, because I hate the reading, that I hate that, but it's like it's this. It's like I've been listening to these girls, and now I'm a part of it, and I'm like, so I'm just over here like fangirling, but ignore me.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's funny because for us, we're like, oh, this is our VIP Patreon who we shout out at the end of our episodes and stuff. And we're like, oh my gosh, she's going to be on our podcast. Oh
We've
my
been
gosh.
talking about having you on our podcast for like ever. We're
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
we need Stephanie. We need Stephanie. And then like when you actually said yes, we were like, okay, the countdown is on. Stephanie's coming. Stephanie's coming.
All three
Everyone
of
be
us
prepared.
have to be here. We have to make sure.
Just me. No, for me, being a VIP, the only reason for me, I just want to support you. If your tiers were higher, I'd pay that as well because honestly, they're just listening to you every week. You've brought me so many laughs and joy, and just I love listening to all like your conversations. By the way, you didn't know this, but for like the last year, you have been having a 4-way conversation, because I've been obviously having my conversation in the car with you while I've been driving. So, if you want to respond back to any of that, I'd appreciate it. Because I've been really invested in this. So like,
Oh no.
whatever, it's fine. Like,
Sorry, we're ignoring you.
No, I'll be honest, it has felt that for the last year. Like, you've just totally ignored me, but it's okay. It's okay. Like,
Okay, now we're gonna have her on a regular episode where we just randomly pick a
fourth member.
topic. Yeah.
You're now officially a lush. Welcome.
no, you're going to have it now where you're just going to be talking and you're going to be like, I wonder if she's actually responded to this now as we're talking.
I'm gonna have to like
Stephanie, if you're
stop.
listening.
Yeah, Stephanie, if you're listening, have to do a sides, just
Because when you've talked about games before, I'm like, I played that too. It's like, no, they're not listening again. Okay.
Sonia, you
Eminem, I wrote to you,
Stephanie.
but you ain't calling. Is all I can think about.
Oh dear.
So, besides gaming and writing, what else do you do on your free time?
I suppose I have to do the whole mother thing, having 2 kids.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
We all know that.
Yeah, that one. So,
Wow.
yeah, I've got a 12-year-old and a 6-year-old. So,
Oh,
yeah,
Oh,
that's fun.
I have a 13-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Oh my God, so very close.
I have a 6-year-old and a 16-year-old.
Well, my 12-year-old is called Jessica. So there you go.
Oh,
I know.
Everyone's called Jessica.
Honestly. And then one of my best friends is called Sonia, and one of my childhood friends was called Dawn. So I mean, if this isn't fate,
Oh my God.
okay. Like, Jessica, no offense, but like your name is pretty like normal. But like a Sonia, I can't believe it that you know another Sonia.
mhm.
Like,
I don't even
honestly.
know another Sonia.
not
I
as
know
many.
a Sonia.
I
Oh,
know,
that's good.
I know 2. Okay, but like to know a Sonia and a Dawn, it's rare. It's
Yeah,
rare.
that's
And
true.
a
You-
Jessica.
I know. That's
and
right.
a Jessica.
It was meant to be. It was always
meant
meant
to
to be
be.
that
It
I
was
was
meant
to
to be.
fall on your podcast, and that was it. And it was
The
just like,
stars
yeah,
aligned.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. I think my whole future was leading up to this moment. So,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
now
I'm
that,
so
One day at a
sorry.
time.
so well, this is the pinnacle of life, isn't it? This after this ends, it's like, what do I do with my life?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
that's
Like,
it. It's like it's all
oh,
downhill, isn't it?
that's
Where do I
right.
go?
You're gonna start having like a crisis.
Yeah, that's it. The end. Like, there we
So,
go.
like there was one time I was on this podcast, and then like that was it.
I was riding it high on the podcast, and then no, it was done.
The post-podcast blues. I understand. PPB. Classic. Yeah.
So, Stephanie, Muse of Ruin, which I have my copy here. How long did it take you to write?
It took me 9 months in total, but it wasn't like full on writing. I was kind of just because it was my first book. I was kind of very much like needed to. I was panicking about it a lot, so I kept stopping, starting, going back. I must have rewrote the start about 5 times till I eventually settled on, right, this is how it's going to start. And so it was a long process, but to be honest, I don't want to kind of rapid release lots of books. I don't want to have them out. I'm not one of those writers that can get a good story out within 3 or 4 months. I know there's some amazing authors that can do that, and I'm in awe of them. But for me, I like to kind of just let it savor, because I'll write a whole scene and then I'll go to bed and wake up and go, nope, that was totally wrong. Delete the whole thing and write it again. So it's kind of like I need the time to let it sit and simmer and think, is that right? Is it right? And yeah, 9 months in total. But I'm currently due to release the second book in this series next month. So
I'm
exciting.
excited.
yeah, it's not this. It's this story. This Muse of Room was about Calliope, and the next book is about her sister. So yeah, so they're all standalones, kind of. You can read them on their own without having to read them all. But yeah, so I'm
They're
excited.
just in
But
like
I
the
need the
same
collection.
universe, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
You need
they're
the collection.
yeah, they're in the same universe. I'll send you the next one as well, so you've got it down.
You don't have to, but like,
Yeah, no, I'll
to
definitely send
appreciate
it. Yeah, no, definitely send it. Yeah, you don't have to, but you know my address, don't you?
it. Yeah.
No,
Since you
no, yeah.
already have it, you know.
You might as well. No, but yeah, I'll send you the next one, like I say, because it's a lot. What I've done with the universe, I know I've loved the shared universe concept where you can kind of have characters dipping in and out, but I've just released the synopsis for Muse of Fear. That's the second book, and it basically what I'm doing is I'm pitting the characters in the second book against the characters in the first book because why not?
Yeah, why not?
So
What?
yeah, so I've made everybody fall in love with the characters from the first book, and then I'm going to send them to war against the characters from the second book, and really give them some emotional.
I feel like I don't want them to go to war because I love them. Like, why? Why
I
are they
know.
fighting these new people? Why?
Just like having your action figures, like you love them both, but like there has to be a winning side, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly, exactly. And I want people to be at a point where they're halfway through the book, just like, I don't know who I want to win. I'm so mean.
just, just causing turmoil.
Yeah, emotional turmoil. That's all I want. That's all I ask for.
That's
That's
it.
it. That's
One
it.
simple thing.
Yeah, just that, and I'm okay.
So I can't even talk.
Calliope.
Calliope and the Titans. That is Greek mythology, correct?
Yeah, that is. Yeah,
So is that something that you've always been interested in?
to be honest, I love all kinds of like mythology, history, that kind of stuff. I'm not a connoisseur in any way. Like I'm not. I don't know everything about everything. But when I write the books, I do a lot of research. Spend quite a few hours, days researching things. But what I've done with this is I've called it Twisted Mythos. Is the actual name of the series, and what I've done is taken the concept of the Titans, and because it's characters in it that are not well known. I've created my own story because it's like there's no real myth for them. So it's like, well, let's create one. So that's what I like to do. I like to play with the ideas and the myths because they're not set in stone. This is what they believe happened. We don't know. So I like to think my version is what actually happened. That's what I believe. But yeah, what I want to do is eventually go on to maybe even doing like King Arthur and the Egyptians and the Romans and just doing lots of different,
That's so cool.
yeah, I just love the idea of having like history within it in some
Yeah.
way, shape, or form. Make history
I,
fun.
Yeah.
those are my favorite like type of like if there's like a show on TV or a movie or books or something, like something that takes from like mythology, Egyptian or Greek mythology, Roman mythology, and then they kind of like build on the characters. Like, have you heard of Stargate?
Yeah,
Yeah, so like
of
how
course.
they do like the
Yeah,
Egyptian gods, like they do
yep.
their own kind of like
I love
on
that.
that.
Yeah, I never
Yeah,
thought about that actually, but yeah, yeah, no, they do, don't they? Yeah, no, I like
yeah,
that's what I mean. I love that aspect, isn't it? Where it's just that little bit of extra, and you don't need to
yeah.
know about it, but if you do know about it, it kind of gives you an extra layer.
Yeah, just the base, right?
Yeah,
And then you can
yeah,
like
that's
yeah.
it. Oh, I love it. Yeah.
So you did a lot of research then for like the Muse of
Mhm.
Fury, right?
Yeah, yeah. Just hours of just trawling through all the bits, and to be honest, it was good because I'd find little stories about like mythology, and I'd think, and then it'd inspire a story for me to produce. So it was good to go through and learn all these different characters because um the gods that I've got in it, the Titans, is actually Atlas, Lelantos, and Perseus, and there's not very much about apart from Atlas. There's not very much about the other two, so it was kind of just fun to create this story and who they were and create these characters and yeah, loved it, absolutely loved it. But yeah, the research goes on for a long time, but I love research. But I just I do worry sometimes because I research the most weirdest of things. It's like I think every author panics about like search history, really, to be honest.
Incognito mode all the
Oh,
time, right?
I panic. I panic so much. Like if anything happened to my husband, I am so going to be like the first person they're going to look at, and it's like my history is going to say like things like how to kill somebody quickly and stuff like. And it's going to be like, no, no, it wasn't for that. I promise, it wasn't for that.
I'm
It's
a
for a
dark
book.
romance author. Okay, listen, murder is
Okay,
like
but
in
now
it.
that That makes that an excuse for actual murderers, because now they can be like, "Oh no, I'm a dark romance author. It's not me."
Maybe
Prove it.
I'm actually playing the long game. You never know. Maybe maybe I'm setting up an
You
amazing
release a book,
yeah.
you're like,
See?
"No."
Honestly,
Like,
she
I
should.
have proof.
Honestly, it's part of like the How You Get Away with Murder episode. I think Stephanie should have been on there. She beats us all.
Just writing a book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's research.
I know. That's what it is. It's completely it's research, honestly. Yeah.
With your researching, have you found anything like down a rabbit hole? You're like
Oh yeah, like sometimes.
the weirdest thing you found.
Oh God, I can't think. But no, I do fall down the rabbit hole because I'll be like busy writing, and I'll go, oh, I'll just research that, and then an hour later, I'm like, I really should stop researching this thing that is nothing to do with what I was initially writing. Where have you gone with this? It's like there's no. So yeah, it's very easy, but I'm an author. We procrastinate. We like to do those things. It's kind of comes with the trade.
Well, it sounds like you have a lot of like world building. Which do you find harder, like character or world building?
Ooh. Hmm. That's hard because like I really enjoy the world building aspect. I actually do. Creating worlds like the Muse of Ruin is set in the city of Tartarus, but it's a contemporary. So it's like which reminds me like the Gothamy feel. I wanted it to be that kind of Gotham Dark Knight feel. So I love that world building aspect, and I love to imagine these worlds and then create them. So, but my characters come to me and they're actually people inside my head. So like I have actual conversations with my characters inside my head. So like I don't feel like I create them even though I probably do. It doesn't feel like I can. That sounds so I'm not crazy, I promise.
You're not crazy because you wrote a book. Now, if you were coming to me without a book and you're like, I got these characters inside my head, that would change the conversation a little.
But they do become very real, and I don't know, so I don't know. If I had to pick one, no, I'm not picking one. I like them both.
Okay. Fair answer.
Yep.
Who has been your favorite character to write or to come to you,
Definitely Calliope.
hang out with you?
Yeah, no, definitely Calliope. She's a serial killer, and she's just like the some of the stuff she comes out with in that book is just, and I say she like because it does feel very much like she takes over and writes some of the times, and it's just like because it's funny because I'll be writing and I'll be in character because I do it in first person point of view, and I do all the boys as well, and my husband will walk in halfway through me writing, he'll just say something, I'll be like, what? And he'll know I'm in some other character, and he's like, I'll talk to you later. It's like, because I do feel like, but yeah, no, Calliope's been my favorite because I like that she's so tough. She's got the thing is I like the fact she's a serial killer, yet she's got these really strong morals. Like she wants to protect people, so it's like she's killing the bad people in the world, not the good people. Um, but then on the other side, it's like if you took away all the bad people, would she still kill people? Yes, she would. So it's like, do you know what I mean? It's a need for her. So it's kind of like messing with you where it's like, well, she's good because she kills bad people, but it's like, well, she's not because she's still killing people and she'd still do that. But I loved writing Calliope. She was a lot of fun. But writing Cleo, a sister at the moment, is quite fun as well. So yeah.
You're like, I'm worried about the police with my history. And you're like, I love that she's a serial killer. So like, you're just like adding on to that.
This is why I'm worried because
Grow up.
it's not the history that worries me. It's the history drawing them in and then them interviewing me that worries me.
I love
Did
it.
I dig my own grave?
Say the wrong thing.
I know
Make it
that's
worse.
it. I need to
But
stay
no,
off the
I thought
radar.
it's been a murder. It would go down like this. And then they'd be like, oh, really?
Oh God.
So you talked about like how when your husband comes in and you'd like get all frazzled. Is there like a certain technique? Like, do you have a ritual when you write? Like, do you have to have a certain drink? Do you have to be like a certain time of day? Anything?
Yeah, I do get a lot of my writing done when the kids have gone to school in the morning. So once they're at school, I get about 5 hours of just peace and quiet. My husband's at work. I'm here because I work for myself. Because I'm not a full-time author yet, so I do work for myself. But generally, I'm at home, so it's like I can just write for like 5 hours straight, and that's when I get a chunk of my work done. However, I also get like inspiration in the middle of the night, and I will wake up with something going on, and I've just got to come down and write, and it's like I've just got to get it out. Which yeah, I've done a lot of sessions at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning where I'm just writing away.
That's an artist thing, I swear. My husband does music, and he'll be like 3 a.m. and he'll get up, and I'm like, "Where are you going?" And he's like, "I have an idea." And then he like walks out, and he's like into his phone, and sets up record, and he's like, "I don't I would never do woo." You know, and then he
Is he
comes
a
back
sim?
in. Well, it's just like a melody, right? So he doesn't have words for it yet. It's just a tune of something. And he's just recording it so he doesn't forget. And then he'll come back to bed. It must be like a creative thing. Like while you're asleep, you just like that's where the ideas like surface.
Yeah.
It
Like,
must be,
Your
yeah.
REM sleep kinda like, "Bah-bah."
Yeah, it must be because honestly, I've wrote some brilliant stuff in the middle of the night, and I'm like, this is amazing. I'm so good.
I'm so
Amazing.
I'm like, look at me go. Like,
If I'm doing anything at 3 a.m., I'm gonna think I'm really good at it. Look at me at 3 a.m. doing the thing.
yeah, it's
Like,
when I read it back the next day that I'm like,
That's gonna be like my affirmations when I like can't sleep. I'll be like doing some kind of baking and I'll be like, I'm amazing.
These are called manic episodes, by the way, you guys. It's funny that you say that because when you sent me your book, you also sent me a little notebook thing, and I sleep beside this, believe it or not, because in the middle of the night I get ideas to write, and I write in it.
oh, get in. Oh, that's amazing.
Yes. So thank you for that. So
I love that
definitely.
you're doing that. So how is your book coming?
thank you for asking, so I didn't have to ask. Normally, I have to ask every episode.
Okay. So this is not the one book. I'm doing another one. Like I have a bunch of notebooks. I'm at 14,000 words started so far.
That's fantastic. Yeah,
So
definitely.
I'm
Definitely.
getting there. I'm slowly getting there. But I mean, I haven't wrote a full book yet, but I'm gonna get there eventually.
Well, it's not a race. So
No,
like
I know.
You've got to take 14,000 words is absolutely amazing for somebody
I'll
who's
have to
never
like
written
send
before.
you like a little bit of it so you can like critique it and be like, you know, I liked what you did here, but you might want to do something with this. And I'll be like,
I absolutely love doing that. I love doing it for. I've had a few authors that do that where they'll send me the work and then I'll read it, and then sometimes it's just more if they're stuck on how to like link an idea, like we'll have a little
yeah,
chat and then they get inspiration and then they'll go off and write. And sometimes it's just nice to have somebody read it and kind of go, "Yay, I'm loving this," because it puts that fire under you. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
send it to me. I love dark romance.
I
Okay.
will, because I'm gonna definitely need some critiquing.
Speaking of writing, I asked this question to all the authors. I kind of have a guess based on what you've said thus far, but are you a plotter or a pantser?
A pantser all the way. Yeah.
I assumed.
Yeah. Yeah. I get strips, like I get the story and it comes to me and then it's just let's just go for it, you know. And like I say, I have tried to plot in the past, and then I mean at the moment I've got these things on the wall where I've just like written notes and put them all on the wall, and I should have taken them down about 2 weeks ago because they're useless, but they're still up there.
They make no sense now because they're not really part of the story.
Exactly. It's like they're absolutely pointless. And I'll give my husband his due. He's tolerated the fact they're still in the bedroom and he's not even said a word. And I'm like, I really should take him down at this point. But
he
he
probably
does-
thinks they're important. You know?
No.
He doesn't want to do it. Yeah.
I think I'm at that point now. I'm like, how long can I leave it until he actually asks me? I mean, can we get into 2 years? And he's like,
Like,
"Are you
let's
done?"
see. That was the game.
Oh my god, in like 10 years, celebrate like the anniversary of the notes
Read
being
all
up.
Your purple already done and they're still there and you won't ask. I'm not asking. I'm not doing it.
I'm like, how long? Like, and then when he eventually asked, I'm like, oh yeah, that book came out like 17 years ago. What are you talking about? No, I've just got this image now. So I think it's like a battle of wills within myself of not taking it down just because I want to see how long he'll go before, because he's got OCD as well. So
So it's a challenge.
That's great. That's pure torture. I
Oh,
love it.
I know.
He's
I
being
know.
such a
love
good
doing
spouse.
stuff like
He's
that.
like such a good partner for just like being like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
you could probably see him like staring at it and his eye twitching and be like, no, I can't ask her. I can't yet.
I know. I can't wait. I think
It's
he'll
so
clock
great.
on when Muse of Fear comes out. I think he'll be like, so I can take these down now. I've got a feeling he's just waiting for that. But
Okay, but like just like with OCD, after like a certain amount of time of it being there, he might eventually not be able to take them down because they're a
He'll be so
fixture.
used to it and it'll bother him.
Yeah, and
But
it'll
when it's
bother him
gone-
if they get taken down. Like it'll switch. So
And he'll be like, where are they gone? I need them back.
we need to put notes. I need
The wall's not complete. We need the notes.
oh god, I love
Right
this.
for notes.
Yeah, no, I mean, after 13 years together, you have to come up with new ways to torture him, don't you?
Yes, I do that so much. Not to your husband, but to my own husband.
with the
I had, like,
babies.
the babies. I have these little babies. I don't know if they're here, so I can show you. I do. So there's so many. I bought way too many. Still have a baggie full of babies. I just hide them around my house, and then he finds them.
That sounds like fun. I might do that.
Yeah. Best
I was gonna
12
get
followers
post-it
I ever
notes
seen.
randomly, like the little sticky ones, like the ones you tap. And I was gonna put little notes around the house. I was gonna do
Yeah.
that, like on my car and stuff, just to like really piss off my husband. I was thinking of doing that.
Just thinking.
Yeah,
do it.
thinking-
Implement.
You're not
I
gonna
drive
execute
him
it,
nuts
though.
as is, okay? Like I convinced him that I wanted a dog from Sonia, and I really didn't. But I tried to convince him that we were going to get this dog. And then he got stubborn and was like, okay, fine. Yeah, we're going to get this dog. And I was like, "Jeez." So it was like another battle of wills. Who was going to break? And
It
then
was a
eventually,
game of chicken. Like they
Yeah, it
almost
was.
ended up with a puppy
He
neither
sent
of them
me
wanted.
money.
yeah, he did. He sent Sonia money for the dog.
Oh
Like
my god.
Sonia had to send it back to me without him knowing. And like Sonia was coming down, and then she was about to leave, and Dave's like, "Hey, when are we getting this dog?" And I was like, "By the way, I'll send you your money back." And he's like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're not getting the dog." He's like, "I was actually, kind of excited for it." I was like, "Too bad. I don't want it."
Oh, Jesus. That's a
the
battle of wills.
husbands.
Husband. Yeah.
I mean, personally, I think it shows that we care. We're
Exactly.
thinking about them, about
Yeah.
ways
Yeah.
to torture
That's
them, but
exactly it.
still.
The moment we stop pranking you and annoying you, it means we're not thinking about you anymore.
Exactly.
So
It's our
It means
love
the
language.
relationship's dead. Like I'm
Yeah.
still keeping it alive.
Yep,
That's right.
exactly.
If you're not having fun together, what's the point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
I'm gonna like say that to him too when I'm pulling his leg hair when he pisses me off, and I'll just like, I'm doing it because I love you. Like I'm hurting you because I love you.
you're just gonna gaslight him a little bit.
Yeah.
You should definitely do that look as well when you do it. You know that I'm
Well,
doing it
that's
because
a
I
big
love
one.
you.
Because I love you.
You gotta smile, big smiles at
I
the
love
same
you.
time. There we go.
Yeah.
There
My dog does
Perfect.
that face. Like she'll like, I'm like, okay, you need to give me space, and she's like, but I love you. I love you. Like I can't. Like, it's just crazy. I'm worried she'll like eat me, but she won't because she loves me. But at the same time, I'm a little worried.
You have such big dogs and you're not a very big person. So it's like really funny.
Their faces are bigger than mine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
If they eat you in your sleep, it's cool, whatever.
The door's closed. They can't get me.
I don't know. I don't know. Your dogs are pretty smart. Like, you didn't even think Neptune was smart. And what she do? She like held onto that
She-
doorknob.
Okay. If it was a push open, she would have been able to open it. So I have a little
She
dog,
tried.
collie dog, and she's crazy. Like she's like crazy. She bit into the door handle and churned it the way it can churn. Like there's like scrapes and stuff, like a teeth puncture mark and a churning. And if the other dogs pushed on it or anything, like I don't know, she would have gotten a bad fight. Like she has to be separated from the other dogs because she's crazy. So like I was like, oh man, it would have been bad, but she's okay. Right, honey?
So Stephanie, do you have any arc teams for your books?
Yeah, I it's kind of just again, I just kind of like I've got a reading group at the moment, so people are like join my reading group, and then I'll just kind of say who wants an arc. I just whoever wants one can have one.
Just if you want one, just like email me.
Yeah,
Got you. Like I'll send
that's it.
it.
That's it. It's like I'm not. Yeah, if somebody wants to read my book, I'll happily let them read my book. I'm not gonna. I don't do. I do sometimes do the whole apply and stuff, but I think at the moment I've built like when I first started Muse of Ruin back when it released in January, I didn't have any kind of nobody knew me. I was nobody. I'm still nobody, but I've got a boot now, so but no, but like I didn't have any. There was no fans. Nobody knew my writing. So from that, I've gathered quite a nice little group of people that they're amazing. To be honest, every reader I've spoken to, I just love the reading community. It's so support, especially the dark romance as well. It's so supportive.
It is.
Like I think a lot of the dark romance community, we've all got trauma in our lives.
We can
It's true.
relate.
Yeah, well, it's like we've got all this trauma. So because of that, though, I think it makes us a nicer person because we're kind of like, I don't know, we've been through the harsh and the horrible. So we're kind of the community itself just feels like it's just everybody supporting each other, and I love that. Absolutely love it. Like I always see people building each other up, and that I love it. So yeah, when it comes to my readers, I'm just kind of like, if you want a copy, by all means. And there's nothing. Well, my family and my readers are like the two biggest important things for me. So like I'm constantly just being like, here, have a book, here, have a book.
You want a book? You get a book. Like
Yeah. It's like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'll never be rich. I'll never be rich.
well,
I'm
we
good for
don't
that.
do it. We don't write because we want to be rich. We write
Yeah,
because we want to get these stories out, right?
yeah,
So
that's it.
that's why we'll never be rich.
Exactly. It's never going to happen for me, but I'm good with that because, like I say, I just love seeing people smile and enjoy something and reading. And I mean, I gave one to one of the mums at school the other day. Yeah, why I do this to myself. I don't know why. Yeah, I gave a Muse of Ruin the other day, and she said she was reading it, which I was really happy with because she says she doesn't read that often. So it was nice to know that I'm encouraging someone to read my reverse.
You're creating readers. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
That's phenomenal.
Literacy is so important.
It
Yeah,
is.
like my mom never saw her read a book until 50 Shades of Grey. So sometimes it just happens
yeah.
where books create, people that aren't readers makes them readers. So
Mhm.
I think it's true. I think because sometimes you kind of like growing up, you are told what to read by school or whatever, and unless you go out there and see all the try different books and realize what your tastes are, you can kind of go, well, I don't read. But is it you don't read because you don't like to read, or is it you don't read because you haven't found the book for you yet, or the genre for you yet? Because there's so many different ones out there. So yeah, so I'm corrupting the mums of my school one person at a time.
That's fantastic.
that's the way to go.
I'm on
Like,
You know what?
3
That's
now,
what I'm gonna
3.
do. I'm gonna bring your book next time I'm taking my kid to school, and I'll read it right in front of people. I'll be like, "Look, you need to get this, okay? Like, you'll understand."
guerrilla marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of marketing, which is the easiest platform you find for marketing? Is it Facebook, TikTok, Instagram?
TikTok is definitely the more popular. If you can get a video to do well on there, it does, you do see an increase in sales. There's no question about that. Like I've had a couple of videos that have done wellish and I've seen the increase on my videos. But I also, as to be honest, I spend a lot of my time on Facebook in the reader groups, and people ask for recommendations for books. So that's where I might either recommend my own or recommend other authors that I've read. So I'd say I spend most of my time on Facebook, but TikTok is probably the better platform to especially for dark romance. It's really good for promoting. I just need to kind of get into a rhythm with it.
Yeah,
It's
it's hard to
hard.
hit that like that For You page. You need to like be consistent. It's like
Mhm.
having a job. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, like I have to post like every 3 hours, and I'm like, oh, did I post yet? Like, crap. Let me just go post real quick.
That's it, and I don't like being told what to do. So, like, knowing that, like, TikTok is telling me I have to do this, I'm kinda like, "No, I don't want to. I don't
Yeah,
Yeah.
want
you
to do
can't
that."
make
I'll
me.
post when I wanna post,
Yeah,
mom.
exactly, exactly. So, yeah, I don't know. It is a really good platform. It's just, like, there's I just wanna write sometimes, and it's like, I don't wanna do all the other bits. I just wanna
Yeah.
write and talk to people, and I'm good with that. But no, yeah, I'm getting there. I'm just yeah.
You mad.
Yeah.
At at what point, like you said, started like a couple years ago, correct? For your
Yeah,
writing?
I
Yeah.
only started a couple of years ago, yeah.
Yeah. So what like clicked? You're like, and then like what was your process to
I've I've always had stories in my head, from being really young. Like, I've always had these stories pop into my head and, like, like, have you ever had, like, a full-blown conversation that, you'll know something, you're gonna you have the full-blown
all
conversation?
the time?
Right. So that's a creative brain, they say, that's a you can that can be morphed into writing and stuff, and I've always had these fictional conversations and fictional stories going on in my head, and I always loved creative writing in school. However, I have got dyslexia. So I did not want to write. Like, I thought, there's not that I didn't want to, it's more, there's no way I can be a writer. Do you know what I mean? I've got dyslexia, not a chance. So I went and became a bookkeeper and an accountant, and I've done all that because I love my numbers and carried on. And then while COVID was kind of going on, um, this story kept coming to me, and I was like, "Oh, whatever." So I picked up my Word document on my laptop and started writing, and it was like an explosion in my brain where it was just like, "Now that you've started writing it, here's the whole story." And it was like, "Oh, okay." So I carried on writing, and then I learned that you could get all these different programs that can, like Grammarly, that can check your grammar and spelling, and that gave me the confidence then to go, okay, I can do something with this because that's telling, it's telling me where I need to put my punctuations and all that kind of stuff. So, and this, it's because mainly it's the spelling for me. I will mix up words and get the spellings all wrong. So having the new systems that are out there, that has given me that confidence to go, actually, I can write too. So, and then obviously it goes through an editor before going to publishing, but I wouldn't even send it to an editor before it's gone through Grammarly and stuff, like, so it's given me the confidence to be able to send it to an editor to then edit it to then publish it.
I love Grammarly. Like I use it for like emails too. Like
Yeah,
even if I only use like 6 words in that email, I have to make sure it goes
yeah,
through Grammarly first. Like
that's
it.
it. Yeah, that and I use AutoCrit as well, which, well, I've not used it as much, but yeah, AutoCrit's really good for telling you if you've got like strong writing and where to improve and stuff like that. So I love that.
Yeah, my autocorrect sometimes is like I have no idea what you're trying to say. I'm like, I'm sounding it out. How can you not guess?
Yeah.
I'm writing it phonetically.
Yes,
You should know.
I'm doing my
Sound
best.
it
But then it's like when you're somebody who learns your vocabulary from reading and no one has teach you, the sound is not what you think it is.
No.
And you're like,
out.
oh, that's the wrong word completely. So like you're like the meaning of the word, and then it
Yeah.
pops up.
Eventually you find it. It just takes a
Yeah,
little.
it's a dance, you know. It's fine.
But I can see how that could discourage someone from writing for having,
Mhm.
like, to do that, but that's great that there's programs out there to make writing accessible, especially because, like, writing is, I feel like, not the main part of it, right? It's the story.
Mm.
Writing's
Exactly.
just the
Yeah.
medium, I
Yeah, that's
guess.
it. For me, I mean, I know, like, I can go through Muse of Ruin now, and I already know my writing is improved from that book. Do you know what I mean? Because I've write my next book, and I know by the time I release 2 or 3 more books, I'll be looking back at these books and going, "Oh my god, what was that? How did I ever write like that?" And because that's what they say, isn't it? The more you read, the more you write, the better you become, and that's what will happen. But I would have never had the confidence to even take that first step without those programs. And because, like I say, it was never for me. It was like I would never have been a writer because I've got dyslexia. Well, I'm glad now we're getting to that point now where I can say that now, and I can, the fact that I can even say that without feeling embarrassed because I used to hate the fact that I had that and stuff. So now, but I feel like the world's switching, changing, and
Yes,
we
yeah.
can
Yeah.
we can be open about I've got this issue, I've got that issue, and not feel like we're going to get judged anymore. And if they do
Yes.
want to judge me,
Who cares? I think it's
Yeah.
important to like vocalize these things because like I have a learning disability where like dyslexia and like that were patterns, but and
Yeah.
my daughter does too, but hers is like a lot worse. Like her patterns are daily life too. She can't remember. So like it's important so people feel less alone. I'm like mental health, I'm very vocal about that too
Yeah.
because I feel it'll help. It just makes
Yeah.
people realize they're not weird or freaks or anything.
We're all different. We're
I was
all
about
different.
to say that we all have issues. So
Yeah.
like
No
we
one
talk about it a lot.
perfect.
You know?
Yeah.
Like the autisms and the
Yeah.
I think that you would be
neurodivergency.
weird if you have everything perfect in your life. Like if there's not a single flaw going on, like there's something odd about you then. Like then
Yeah,
I'm like you're weird.
that's the not normal, isn't it? Being normal
Yeah.
would be
You're
not normal.
rich.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
just rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You could buy normalcy. Normal.
Yeah, you can buy normal. You just
Yeah.
I'm sure someone's selling, if
Yeah.
you have enough money.
It's like you're not ugly, you're just poor.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
It's exactly that. Exactly.
No, I think it makes it a less taboo subject. I think that's the thing is it was always felt like it was taboo growing up. You couldn't talk about these things, and I like now that we're kind of getting rid of that. We've still got ways to
Yeah.
go, but
Oh
I want
yeah.
it. I talk to my daughter all the time, and it's like sometimes I think she looks at me like, "Why are you talking about this, mum?" And it's like, "Just want to make you aware, you can talk about this with me anytime." And she's just like,
My son
"Okay."
does the same thing. He's like, "You already mentioned women's rights." I'm like, "You don't understand."
That's it. That's it. Oh, I think I was showing her 90s videos the other day, and I was like, "Look at what we were putting up with. We were sexualized on everything." And then she was like, "Okay, mom." Like showing her Britney Spears toxic and like, look at her. She had to dress like this to be noticed." And she was like, "Mm-hmm."
I'm pointing out why I have parental issues. I'm showing my son the old so here we used to have like do you know where your kids are commercials to boomer parents
Yeah.
in the 80s? Yeah,
We
that's
never
not
had
even a
that.
joke. It's like, "Do you know where your kids
No, no,
are?"
no, that's not how it went. It was like, it's 10 p.m. Do you know
Do
where
you
your
know where your
children are? That was
Yeah.
the commercial before the news at 10 p.m.
Oh my
In
god.
the 70s and 80s, right? So
And
like our
90s.
and 90s. So our parents grew up with these commercials because they didn't know
Know
we
where their kids were
existed.
at 10 o'clock at night.
And so I'm showing my son this, and he's like, "Okay, mom, like I'm sure, yeah." And I'm like, "No, this is real."
Oh yeah, we used to go out in the morning and didn't come back until the street lights came on. That's when we come
Right?
home. We didn't
Yeah.
have watches. We didn't know what time it was, but when the street lights come on, we had to come in.
Pretty much, yeah.
Exactly.
It was a good
So
time.
you write dark romance. I'm just
Yeah.
curious if you'd ever explore any other genres of writing.
Yeah, I really wanna. I eventually want to go into paranormal. Like ultimately, I'd love to write like an epic fantasy. I'd love to write something. I don't know. The idea will come and it'll just go. So yeah, and I also horror and I don't know. I'm kind of into
Oh,
writing just anything really
You're
at the
like, I
moment.
will do everything.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Sci-fi,
yeah.
horror, it doesn't matter. I'll mash them all
I'm
together.
the horror
Yeah.
reader here. So yeah, if you do horror, that's right up my alley. So
I just feel like I want to try everything at least once. Do you know what I mean? Why not? I mean,
Why not?
yeah. I think for me, I mean, I'm loving doing what I'm doing. And I've got like books arranged for next year of what I'm going to write and everything. So that's kind of I know what I'm going to do. But I definitely, as time goes on, I'd love to try all different genres and see. And if I fail at it, I fail at it. But at least I did
That's
it.
right. Trying, right? Like
Yeah.
That's what I mean. You never
it's
know, do
like
you?
you popped your book cherry and now you're just gonna keep going with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yeah, I just gotta keep writing. That's awesome.
There's so many ideas. I mean, when we were talking before about waking up in the middle of the night. I used to wake up and just try and like write my idea down, or I'd quickly open my laptop at the side of the bed and just type it in and then close the document. Um, but I woke up once with just the title "shop," and I was like, "What do I do with that?" So yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
that's actually hilarious because I'm actually reading a book called The Store. So that's really close. It's
maybe
a
this
horror
was meant to
novel.
be. Maybe this
Yeah,
was like.
the Store by Bentley Little. Yeah, so you were on the right idea. So, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I can do a lot with shop.
Yeah, you can.
You can make it any kind of shop too.
Oh, an organ shop, like where people are like
Black
harvesting
market.
organ. Yeah, see,
Oh my-
there's the horror. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, there we
People
go.
think it's a regular shop. It's not.
They think they're getting ground beef. They're not.
That's cannibalism.
That's not horror. You can put that.
Just light cannibalism on a Sunday
Just
night.
like cannibalism.
Just light. just a little bit.
Oh no, yeah.
Do we have any more questions?
I
Mm.
asked mine.
Yeah.
I asked mine.
That's awesome. We're like, does anyone have anything else to ask? No.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask?
Yeah,
a
of course.
What do you love most about doing this podcast?
Hanging out with my friends.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah. This is like the only really socializing I do. And I love it because I don't have to go outside and see other people. So usually when I socialize with others, I get super drained.
Yeah.
Just leaving the house, like my battery ends up being half. But like this way, like I get to hang out with my friends and there's very little battery depletion. So like I love this.
You
It's
don't even have to
fantastic.
wear pants. No one's gonna
Yeah.
know.
No,
I
it's
know.
good unless I
Right?
stand up.
Well, just don't do that.
Don't do
Don't do
that.
Yeah.
Or
Oh, no,
do.
like I
Yeah.
just find like because like doing the podcast, we have to schedule it. And it's like it's scheduled hangout times. It's really
Yeah.
hard to do that in general. Like most people are like, "You want to go for a cup of coffee?" And I'm like right now?
Yeah.
Like can we
Like,
just like
like
schedule that
next
for
week, like, what
tomorrow at
time?
least?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I need time to process when I'm good. And now it's like, oh no, this is just part of my routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. What about you, Dawn?
I just said it's because I get drunk. Like, geez.
And why do you show up on the days you don't drink?
That's because I'm sick. If I'm not drunk, it's because I'm sick, or because actually recently I'm not sick and I'm not drinking. I ran out of liquor and I just haven't repurchased it. So
Next
I
time,
understand
just
it.
text me. I'll Uber Eats it to you. Okay.
I didn't even
Maybe-
think of that. I could have. I can be like, Jessica, hook me up for a minute.
Jessica knows.
She does. She's hooked me up with Starbucks before, so
Yeah.
Maybe
I know.
that's where the shop came from. Maybe I was thinking Dawn needs to go to the shop and I didn't
Yes.
write it all.
Right?
Dawn needs liquor
Dawn
and
goes
she's
to
not
the
getting
liquor
it.
shop.
Obviously, I just missed the other words off. That was.
Oh,
never
that'd
mind.
be such a great novella.
Dawn needs liquor.
Quick story of Dawn going to the liquor shop. Who knows? Maybe there's like a robbery going on when she shows up, and she's like, "No, I just
See?
need my drink," you know. But now she has to hide and fight the robber.
And she's a
It's
lush,
intense.
right? So she's
Yeah.
like a super alcoholic. So she's trying to like negotiate to
Oh,
get
you
this alcohol
chug
into
half
buy.
a bottle before you confront the robber. You know, 'cause you have
Yeah.
to be in lush mentality. Look
Yeah.
at us. We're writing a book.
You're like,
And
Would
you could
John
lit-
McClane
you could
it? Like-
literally, yeah, she could end the book where she like flies, runs back home and just lands back in time to get ready for the podcast.
Exactly. She's like, guys, you
Boom.
wonuld believe what
You
happened
guys
today.
believe what happened today? And then they'd be like, no, because she's drunk, so we don't believe you.
Yeah. She's coming in. She's like, oh my God, guys. So I went to the liquor store.
like, okay,
Bullshit.
John.
See, I can see it, explosions going off in the background as you're running with your bottles of liquor. Oh,
I got my vodka, my rum, and I'm just going.
And like you didn't put a bra on, so like your titties are like bum bum.
Everything's just going.
Yeah, perfect.
oh
It's beautiful.
Dawn goes to the liquor store.
that
Get some
is a
twisted tea.
bestseller.
Don't forget my twisted tea.
That's right. Don't
Yeah.
forget it. You just
That's all she's carrying. She's just carrying like a case.
case.
Case of twisted
Throw
tea.
cans at the robber.
Don't waste
Can you
it.
come back?
At one point, one of the cases opens. She's like,
Twisted tea.
slow motion. Yeah, I know you write slow motion, but in my head, I think in movies. So
I think we should go on further and just make this into a mini film. Let's just do it.
there we go.
That's right.
We can enter it into like short film festivals.
Cannes,
Dawn goes to the
Cannes
liquor-
Films Festival. Here we come. There
There
we
we
go.
go.
Mark
You could be the screenwriter. Hey, you wanted to try every genre. We're gonna do a genre.
Dawn going up for an Oscar, I want to thank.
No, Dawn will be drunk, so she'll
Now
go.
I'm drunk.
I want to thank all my friends. All my friends. All of you.
Stephanie.
Your name's Stephanie. Put your hand up. Well, thank you,
And
Stephanie.
it'll be me in my car just going.
Yeah, you're just there. You're like,
They're still ignoring me.
So ignoring me.
Oh, my cheeks hurt.
I know. Well, thank you so much to our honorary lush, Stephanie Hurst, our VIP #1 fan.
Yes.
And yeah, thank you so much for coming on. I'm glad we finally got you on.
Thank you so
Um,
much for having me. I've had an absolutely amazing time. It's
Same.
been fantastic. Thank you.
Well, we're gonna have you on again. So,
Yeah, we have to have her on a regular episode.
once a month now. That's it.
We'll
Fair
just add it to the VIP Patreon tier, see if anyone else bites,
Yeah. I'm gonna get them all on. I'm telling you. I'm gonna hook them all in now and say, come on, get on this Patreon. Oh, maybe I could give it away with arcs. If you're a Patreon, you get an arc.
There you go.
There we go. Perfect. I love how Stephanie's helping market us.
I know. Don't worry, I'm gonna go to school and I'm gonna help market her. We're gonna do it together.
Yeah.
Well, Steph, if you want to plug any of your socials or anything right now, you can. We will have all your links in the description as well. So
I've got my website, which is authorstephaniehurst.com, and then social media. I'm just at author Steph Hurst. Everywhere at author Steph Hurst with an F,
perfect.
just to confuse people.
Easy peasy,
Yeah, just to confuse people. Why not?
Well, all the links are going to be in the description below, so it'll be easy peasy to just click. Just click. Remember, we want to make it easy to find.
Yeah.
So,
So if you're
Yeah.
drunk, you just have to click, guys. You don't
Yeah,
have to
just
think
click.
about it.
just click buy now or whatever it says on the, on the
Yeah.
top of
Add
the
to
book.
cart.
You know?
Just
Add to
put to
cart.
cart.
Yeah, just go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
After you've become a VIP Patreon member.
Yeah, after.
Obviously.
Yeah.
That goes without saying. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for listening to another episode of Books and Booze. We will see you all next Thursday with another VIP author. And if we're not that Thursday, then the following Thursday. I don't know. A Thursday we release these episodes. So keep an eye out and make sure to check out Fridays for the YouTube video. So yeah, other than that, thank you so much, Stephanie, for coming on. And everyone have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.